Well, it is here, boys. We finally made it to this day. The greatest MC has returned. He is the panty stealer, the futa hater, and the equal rights, equal lefts enjoyer. I've been waiting for season 3 longer than Hunter x Hunter fans been waiting for a new season. This anime is what the isekai genre needed in its time of disparity. Now that we have a stacked lineup this season, I want to go over some of the bangers we got. Today, we'll be going over one of the greatest comedy animes of all time, Konosuba. I'm going to be quickly going over the first 2 seasons just in case you forgot anything about it, and then I'll go over what season 3 has to offer, so you can just jump right into season 3 without watching the entirety of the first 2 seasons again. Season 1 of Konosuba is a fantastic introduction to the series, known for its refreshing take on the isekai genre with a comedic twist. The first season is structured around various arcs that highlight the bizarre and hilarious situations the main cast of characters find themselves in as they attempt to become the true adventurers. The series kicks off with Kazuma Sato's untimely and rather embarrassing death, leading to his encounter with the goddess Aqua. He is given the choice to take any one thing to another world, and for whatever reason, he chose Aqua herself. This arc sets up the main premise and introduces the duo's dynamic as they navigate through their new life. Their initial struggles to make ends meet in the fantasy world are both pathetic and hilarious, quickly establishing the tone of the series. As Kazuma and Aqua realize they need more firepower, quite literally, and support to survive, they encounter Megumin, an arc wizard obsessed with explosive magic, and Darkness, a masochist crusader. Both characters are introduced with their own unique quirks. Megumin can only cast 1 explosion per day and then becomes pretty much useless. A Darkness can't hit any of her targets to save her life and seems to enjoy taking hits a little bit too much. The recruitment episodes are packed with comedic moments that showcase how each character's dysfunctional traits bring more trouble than assistance. One of the early quests the team undertakes involves defending the town from a horde of rampaging cabbages. Why the author decided this was a good idea, I have no clue. But it's funny because this seemingly simple task quickly turns chaotic as every single one of their weaknesses is shown. Honestly, the quest is a really good showcase of the series' ability to turn a mundane scenario into such a ridiculous form of stupidity. It's just highlighting the unconventional nature of the entire team. Kazuma and the party embark on the quest to retrieve a legendary sword from a dungeon, hoping it would solve their financial troubles. The arc is a blend of adventure and slapstick as the team battles monsters in ways that are anything but heroic. The dungeon crawl reveals more about the characters' abilities and teamwork, or lack thereof. The season finale involves the party facing off against a mobile fortress called the Destroyer. This arc amps up the stakes and showcases the team's growth, and albeit still wrapped in their trademark retarded style. The battle to save the town, coupled with strategic antics and unexpected teamwork, provides a satisfying, humorous climax to the season. Season 2. After the events of Destroyer from Season 1, Kazuma is celebrated, but quickly finds himself under suspicion due to items found among the wreckage that are linked to the Devil King. This arc explores the judicial system of the fantasy world, where Kazuma's trial became a public spectacle. Throughout the trial, though, his actions and past misdeeds are scrutinized, painting him both as hero and a potential villain. Darkness's loyalty and somewhat unexpected legal acumen come into play as she defends Kazuma, demonstrating her noble upbringing. Meanwhile, Aqua's and Megumin's testimonies comically misfire, often making Kazuma's situation worse due to their eccentric and oblivious natures. When Kazuma and the party return to their mansion, they discover it's haunted by a vengeful spirit. This arc is filled with comedic haunts and scares, as each member of the party reacts in their typical exaggerated styles to the ghostly appearance. Aqua's pride as a goddess comes to the forefront here as she insists on exorcising the spirit herself, leading to the numerous comedic fails before finally managing a spectacular over-the-top purification. You know, this actually showcases Aqua's capabilities when she's serious, somehow contrasting her usual clumsy and carefree demeanor. The journey to the hot springs village is supposed to be a relaxing getaway, but the presence of a lurking threat turns into another misadventure. The town, revered for its healing waters, is on the edge of the news that one of the Devil King's generals plans to attack. This arc highlights Darkness' complex feelings about her noble status and duty, as she grapples with her role in both of the town's defense and her own personal desires. Meanwhile, Kazuma's leadership and strategic mind are tested as he organizes the town's defense, showing growth from his usual self-serving motives. Veneer, previously defeated, returns in a non-combative role, striking a business deal with Kazuma. This arc is rich in its exploration of the economic aspects of the fantasy world, as Kazuma and Veneer engage in the battle of wits and entrepreneurship rather than physical combat. The dynamic between Kazuma and Veneer is a highlight, providing a mix of comedy and insight into Kazuma's cunning nature. Their interactions offer a break from the usual physical confrontations, focusing instead on negotiation and clever exploits. The season reaches its climax with the battle against Hans, a powerful and toxic slime monster. The entire town, along with Kazuma's party, must come together to face the threat, which jeopardizes the town's very essence, the hot springs. This battle is a pivotal moment for Aqua, who not only has to purify the hot springs, but also take a stand against Hans directly. It's a significant arc for her character, providing her worth beyond the comedic relief role. Meanwhile, Megumin and Darkness contribute with their usual flair. Megumin with their explosive magic at just the right moment, and Darkness by bravely and happily shielding the others from harm. Now, going over the first 2 seasons was fun and all, but but I want to go over the characters and who they actually are. Kazuma Sato. This guy's for sure on the spectrum, but there's nothing wrong with that. Kazuma is smart, cynical, and somewhat morally flexible, which often leads to situations I would sometimes want to be in. He is surprisingly competent with the situation demands, despite generally being lazy and motivated by self-interest. His main strength is a strategic thinking and an uncanny ability to turn situations to his advantage, often using his basic but versatile skills like steal and snipe. His perversion and greed often get him to trouble, leading to much of the show's humor, and by much I mean like 90% of it. In season 3, look forward for Kazuma's potential to take on leadership roles within the group or face consequences for his questionable decisions. Aqua is cheerful and incredibly confident, but is often the butt of the jokes due to her lack of common sense and frequent failures. As a goddess, she has powerful magic abilities, particularly against devils and the undead. Her overconfidence and tendency to attract trouble due to her high debt and drinking habits make her both liability and source of comedy. Season 3 might explore more of her divine nature or challenge her to prove her worth beyond her usual antics. Megumin. Obsessed with explosive magic, Megumin is the archetypical Shinibyo, dramatic and single-minded in her pursuit of the most powerful explosions. Her explosion magic is incredibly powerful, capable of ending battles in a single blast. Her insistence on using only explosion magic leaves her drained of energy afterwards, often renders her completely helpless in prolonged fights. Season 3 could explore her growth in managing her magical abilities or introduce new challenges that force her to consider other forms of magic or teamwork, but I doubt that'll happen. Darkness is a masochistic crusader with a noble demeanor. She enjoys being in peril a bit too much, adding a unique twist to her character. Extremely durable and strong, she can take significant punishment in battle, which suits her masochistic tendencies actually. Her masochism often complicates simple tasks in battles, as she seeks out rather than avoids danger. The new season could test her limits in unusual ways to delve deeper into her noble background, possibly bringing her personal conflicts or duties into the spotlight. Here's a spoiler-free rundown in what's to come next with the season. First off, if you've been following the series through its first 2 seasons, you know that we ended roughly around the events of Volume 4 of the light novels, so it's safe to say that Season 3 is likely to pick up right where we left off, which means we're looking at Volume 5 and possibly 6 of the light novels coming to life. What does this mean for Kazuma, Aqua, Megumin, and Darkness? Starting with Volume 5, we're diving into some new challenges that are definitely going to test our gang in the weirdest ways possible. Without giving too much away, let's just say Kazuma finds himself dealing with some, let's call them legal issues, and the group will face repercussions from their past adventures. The crew will have to navigate through some tricky situations that blend the usual Konosuba humor with a bit of intrigue and a dash of absurdity. Expect lots of laughs and facepalm moments. Moving on to Volume 6, things are going to get even spookier and more bizarre. Imagine haunted mansions, new magical mishaps, and some character development. The dynamic within the team will be tested, new alliance will be formed, and Kazuma's leadership skills will, against all odds, be called upon once more. Well, why should you watch this new season? Well, the main reason is of course to have another comedy anime to add to the list. Its comedy is more than in tune with the Gen Z, to be honest. It has all the fast-paced jokes that come out of nowhere. Jokes like Kazuma beating women just cause it's for equal rights, to jokes about a demon Futa being in Kazuma's nightmare from PTSD. The anime gives a lot of perspective to what a normal person from the 21st century would be like if they were transported. We'd honestly have a worse person go there just because they'd be saying complete brain rot TikToks to the NPCs around them. They try to rizz up Darkness with what the Sigma means. Season 3 is supposed to be really good, so definitely watch it. If you're not caught up to Season 3, then the hell are you doing on this video? Let me know what other anime you're looking forward to that is upcoming down in the comment section below. Also, if you made it this far, I love you. Thank you so much.